All right. Good evening. Welcome to the June 20th Clark County Fire District 6 Board of Commissioners meeting. I'd like to call this evening's meeting to order and ask that you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for any additions to this evening's agenda.
None here.
Could we add that one addition?
You bet. Yeah, the thermal imaging camera,
Yes.
our new business.
Yes.
Perfect. Do that. Let's do that before the bottom one there.
Okay.
We'll need to read and approve, post as necessary, the minutes of our June 6th board meeting.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Correspondence this evening. I did see one item in our packet.
Yes, there was a fax from Attorney Angus Lee, another public records request dated June 17th.
Okay.
It was received on June 17th. I should say the request was dated May something. I have it in front of me.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to detail the request.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Public records request. Citizen communication. Citizens wishing to communicate this evening with the board can do so using the YouTube Live feature. There's a chat box available for you to input your questions. That'll be monitored throughout this evening's meeting. Perfect. Committee reports. Health and safety report.
Yeah, Commissioners, so in your packet, you'll see the health and safety report. There's not a tremendous amount to report there other than a lot of little injuries that we had in the last month and a half. I won't go through each one of those with you, but you can see them there. Some of them did receive some time off and a claim filed, most did not. We did have one COVID exposure and no accidents and no new shift reports. In regards to previous minutes, there was some discussion about blue lights on apparatus. We do have now blue lights on our newest apparatus, and now we're looking at ways to potentially retrofit in a cost-responsible way of the older apparatus.
If I remember right, we can only use those when we're stopped?
Yeah,
Is that how that works?
Yep. We're not allowed to use them while running code 3, but once parked, we can use them.
Okay,
So they're on a switch that's once parked.
interesting. All right.
Very good.
It does make retrofit more difficult.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we've got 2 upcoming meetings, a risk management and a fairgrounds facility meeting. Is there any other updates related to those?
Yes.
Just a reminder, you're gonna, on the 12th, you're gonna attend the.
Oh, thank you. The fairgrounds.
Yep.
July 12th.
Put that on the calendar.
Put it on my calendar.
Okay.
Circling it right now.
That was good, Misha.
Consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chief's report. Wanted to run through those couple items.
So the overtime report for May of 2023, the district paid a total of $109,790.77. Did you get that? I didn't say it very clear. Most of that was shift replacement and called in overtime. And a lot of that's from the multiple injuries and people off work we've had.
All right. Budget performance report.
So for both the general fund 6212 and EMS 6242, the anticipated expenditures would be 41.6%. In fire, we have expended 32.2, and in EMS, we've expended 32.9.
Thank you. Moving on to old business impact fees.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the county will be hearing, and part of their agenda for their county council meeting will be an impact fee discussion. I forwarded the memo to you from the county, from the community planning director to the county manager. Essentially, they need to vote on if they are willing to utilize the process to collect impact fees. It's not saying they're collecting impact fees or there's no set rate on those yet. That's by district by district. But it's interesting in the comprehensive plan policy that the county actually asks us to consider establishment of impact fees. And then in the 20-year policy for the county, they ask that special districts pursue impact fees. So those are both in their agendas, and so they'll discuss that in the agenda. I am triple booked tomorrow morning, so I will not be able to be there. I'm gonna see if one of our chief officers could be there, but I know Clark for Fire District 5 and Fire District 3 will be there, as well as some of their board members. And in addition to that, all the boards, with the exception of us, have written letters of support for fire districts to be able to collect impact fees. And we also have a letter of support from the Washington Fire Chiefs in regard to impact fees. So if that's something the board would consider, I can put a draft letter together.
Yeah, certainly. I think, did we communicated on a letter back in May? Do you know if that was the letter that was sent, or is this a different letter? I looked back in the packet with regard to that, and in May there was communication regarding Districts 3 and Clark Cowlitz had sent letters, and we communicated our desire to do that at that
Okay.
time. I don't know if that's the same letter, or if it's a different.
It's the same
Okay.
one, and I will go ahead with that if the
Perfect.
board's okay.
Great, thank you. All right.
I'll send the draft to you tomorrow just to make sure you're good with it. Okay.
Perfect. Is that all related to the impact fees?
That's it for impact fees, yeah.
Tort claim.
So part of that public records request that was in your correspondence for your packet is all part of the tort claim that the district has had filed. We do have our attorneys meeting on the 21st, which is tomorrow. So maybe we can get more information about where that process is at that point.
All right. Moving on to new business.
So surplus of turnouts. Captain Grant has asked that the district consider surplusing his turnouts so that he could purchase them. I'm sorry, so Umatilla Fire could purchase them. Talking to logistics and Chief Newberry, there's no reason why we couldn't do it. The longevity of those turnouts is pretty short. The life left on them is pretty short. We don't have any new candidates coming in that would fit those size of turnouts. And so if the board chose, we could surplus those turnouts and sell them to Umatilla for asking price of the turnouts. But they would need to be declared surplus before the chief could discard of them.
Motion to declare those surplus.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item, engine transmission repair.
So last week I had to call the board chair, Commissioner Pfeiffer, and ask him to be able to approve me to get a transmission repair on 618. At that time, we thought the cost would be in the $27,000 range. Once the engine went in and got the complete estimate, it is now at $33,650. So that includes the transmission, a transmission cooler, and taxes. So Commissioner Pfeiffer gave me the approval to go ahead and approve it at that time. So now it just needs notification and a motion of the board to officially approve it.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Saw it on Facebook.
It's not getting total.
Yeah, I saw that tow truck
Yeah.
on Facebook. That was good.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Where'd we take it to?
It goes to North Star.
Western Star.
Western
Rich
Star,
Western.
sorry.
Rich Flegel.
All right, if you'd just like to run through the next item there, it's, is that the Station 61 bid award?
Yeah, so today the bids were open for Station 61 remodel project. Mackenzie was here with Chief Newberry, so I'll let him go over the numbers and a recommendation for who we award the bid to, if the board chooses.
Thanks, Chief. So yeah, today was the deadline at 2 o'clock. We had 3 bidders who delivered their sealed bid packages to us. They also then came back here to the training room and sat as Kathy and Seth opened the bids. They are listed there for your review, but 2KG Contractors, their base bid was $7,800,000, sales tax of $663,000 for a subtotal of $8,463,000, with the alternate of the logistics space on the south wing being $190,000 for a total of $8,653,000. The second bid that was opened was Corp Incorporated. Their base bid came in at $9,148,536, sales tax of $777,625 for a subtotal of $9,926,162. An alternate for that south side ad was $425,000, with their total bid being $10,351,162. And the final bid that was ordered was Partech. Their base bid was $8,109,834, sales tax of $689,335.89. Subtotal was $8,799,169.89. Their alternate price tag was $279,128 for a total of $9,078,297.89. The lowest responsible bidder, according to RCW 39.04.350, is 2KG Contractors. I recommend we enter into contract with them for the base contract as well as the alternate. And that has been concurred now with McKinsey as of late this afternoon, that they concur with that. They've done their due diligence. And the next step would then be to move forward with a notice to award the contract to 2KG.
Quick question on the alternate.
Yes.
And we're gonna extend the south wing out.
Yes.
Is that gonna be like a small meeting room like this is, or is, you said logistics?
So there is already a meeting room that's going in down there. The addition is for logistics space.
What storage of?
Additional. Basically, we remove what we have now, and we then would add it on to the end of the building.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chief Newberry, can you notify the board how, an estimate of how much under this is, what
Oh,
we
I'm
estimated
sorry.
it to be?
Yes, so part of the bidding process is we use McKinsey in this case for estimating what they feel the market's going to bear and what the bids likely will come in at. They estimated that this would be about 9.1, and as you can see, the lowest bid is 8.6, almost 8.7. The high bid was 10.3, and the middle bid was right at 9.1, which is pretty spot on. So I felt like there was some cause for a little bit of celebration with them. They hit the nail on the head on that one, which is good. That includes what we've had as a 7.5% contingency in the overall cost estimation for things that come up in remodels. So there was a lot of work that went into that. We've had some crazy market conditions over the last couple of years as we proceeded through this. So I think everybody's quite happy that we hit it on the head. So kudos to them.
So just real quick, to get a total number, we're gonna supply a bunch of stuff,
Yes.
which is about 400. Is that coming from somewhere else, or is that coming from the bond? I
It's
guess.
coming from the bond.
Okay, and then the architect fees come from the bond also.
Yes.
So we're a little over 10 with everything, if my math is right.
I wish that I would have brought my owner furnished items with me, but that's close.
Pretty close, just over,
Yeah.
just over 10, okay.
Which is
Which is
what
less
we
than,
really- yeah.
less than we had budgeted, so.
We were just under 12 with their 9 point, what did you say theirs was, 9.1? The estimate?
9.1, right?
Yeah, we were just under 12, so, if you took that minus the 9.1,
All the
it'd be
building
11
cost, or the,
something.
all the
Yeah,
design
cause
costs.
our furnishing stuff is about 450, and then the architects, I think, were a little over $1 million. So it's gonna be pretty close. It'll be under 11, that's for sure.
The chairs in that room are not part of the owner furnished, is that correct?
Now those go.
Okay.
No, it's surplus.
Perfect.
They'll be disposed of appropriately.
Can you walk us through what the next steps then?
Yeah,
look
so,
like?
the next step in the process is, a motion by the board to move forward with a notice of intent to award the contract to 2KG. Then we send that to them, we start scheduling, the next step is, hold on, I brought this just for this very thing. Tonight, we would file the notice of intent to award. We have to do a 6-day waiting period for anybody that protests the process or anything like that to file that. That goes through basically the end of the month, and then at our next board meeting, or at a board meeting in July, we would then award the contract officially, and we would start signing the official documents for getting the contract started. We would file a notice proceed mid-July, and construction would then start at that point. Now, construction would start mid-July, but basically they can start moving their stuff in. We would discuss the schedule, figure out when we need to move out by, how we're gonna phase the project, all of those kinds of things.
I'm sorry, Chief Newberry, did you say that they can't award it tonight?
What they do is
Intent
they
to award.
file the notice of intent to award,
Okay.
so the contract documents will come after the next couple of weeks as we process through the rest of the process.
I'll make a motion that we file an intent to award 2KG contractors for the work.
Second.
Can I interject one thing that needs to be probably part of that?
Tell me what I need to say,
It needs to include the alternate.
Including the
base bid
alternate.
Plus the alternate.
plus the alternate, yes.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
That's good.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thermometer.
Thermal imager. Thermal imager, thank you.
Teeth, yes.
Good, you're doing good. Thermal imager.
So, Chief Russell and Chief Newberry have been working on this, I'll let them cover it, but essentially we are at a place where we need to replace our thermal imager cameras. They've gotten a proposal to do individual cameras, and so, Chief Russell can tell you why they wanna move that way, and then Chief Newberry can give you the prices.
Yeah, so we've had a couple thermal imagers break, and we've sent those in and had them repaired. Through that process, we've kind of started to realize that we need to start thinking about thermal imager replacement over the next handful of years. We put a small working group together of folks out of training and evaluated all the thermal imagers that are kind of new and out on the market now. We've looked at the FLIRs, the Seeks, a handful of others. We've had reps drop them off. We've been able to train with them, work in our fire building with them, do a bunch of different scenarios. And the one that kind of kept coming back to the top was what's called a Seek Pro. It's a little handheld thermal imager. I don't know if you've seen one yet. We bought 4 for training maybe a little less than a year ago, and we've utilized those. Basically, it puts a thermal imager in the hand of every riding position in our organization. So every member would have access to a thermal imager to use in the fire. That just helps with, you know, if you're going into conditions where you can't see for search or for just nozzle advancement or anything like that, you're not banging into furniture as much anymore, you're not running into things. I think it helps for firefighter safety and also citizen safety by putting one in the hands of everyone. We had initially, I think when we bought our Scott SCBAs, we had looked at purchasing heads-up thermal imagers in the masks. That technology just hasn't come along. They haven't gotten that approval through NFPA to put those in there yet. So we've kind of pivoted to this other option. With our time with the 4 Seeks that we do have, we're very impressed with their usability. People took them kind of hand in hand with the bigger FLIR handhelds and still really prefer that smaller version. The display is nearly the same size. It reaches just as far. The angle is a slight bit narrower. Otherwise, it has all the same specifications as a full-on handheld. at about 1/7 the price.
Oh, wow.
So in order to get our entire fleet outfitted at the riding position, so this wouldn't be assigned to the member, but to their unit. So there'd be 4 per engine, 2 on the squad, 1 on the BC rig, and a couple for the shelf, because they will probably break. I think the price came in at 24,000.
Yeah, and Chief Newberry has that proposal if you want him to cover those costs.
Sure, there's 26 cameras were proposed, as Chief Russell mentioned. There's 2 distributors in the area, C Western and MES. Those are the only 2 outfits that can sell these seats. So we were only able to secure 2 proposals. Both proposals come with a 2-year warranty and the ability to enhance it to a 4-year warranty. Nobody seems to know right now, because it's fairly new technology, how long these things last. I don't personally have a recommendation on which warranty we go with. I'll let the Chief Russell and Chief Maurer discuss that. But C Western has a price of $24,119.55 with the 2-year warranty, and the 4-year warranty total comes to $31,157.95. MES was just slightly more than that, at $25,247.95 with a 2-year warranty, and $32,286.35 for the 4-year warranty.
I didn't know we were coming forward with this today, otherwise I would have brought them in for you guys to
Didn't
take
ask
a
you,
peek
would I?
at.
Yeah, what is-
Are they actually handheld? Or are they?
They're actually handheld. What we envision is they'd be attached to the SCBA, primarily on the rig in the charger, but then they just have a quick clip to attach to the SCBA buckle. And the screen is right on top. It's about the same size, it's like 3 by 2.5, and you just kind of look at it this way instead of holding it this way. We've talked to a couple other organizations that use them. They have issued them to every member, I think City of Sacramento or Sac County or something like that. They really appreciate having them on and find a lot of use out of them. But yeah, I think, especially price-wise, it's kind of,
The price is only good till the end of the month.
Oh,
That's what
price.
they came
Oh,
up to.
okay.
Yeah, the reason we brought it to you tonight was we only have pricing secured through the end of the month. It was
Okay.
FDIC
special.
special.
Nice.
Special.
Gotta love the specials.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think as far as, compared to, say, the FLIR, which I think you guys are probably familiar with, they're about $7,500 a piece, so 5 of those would cost us about $37,000 without tax. And this comes in at, I think, $24,000 to put a thermal imager in the hand of every firefighter in the organization.
How many are we buying?
I think we have slated for 26. That's 5 engines plus BC rig plus squad plus 4 for the shelf.
And so the price point, there's 24,000 for that many? It's not 24,000 a piece?
They're 900 piece.
900 piece,
No,
it's
there's
pretty.
900 would be
pretty cheap.
$249.50 each, right?
No, that's the additional
Warranty.
The total price is $24,119, so we could divide that by 26. It's about just less than $100.
It seems pretty
Wow.
cheap.
Yeah, they're
What,
crazy.
what happens with the old ones? I believe we bought, was it a couple, maybe last year or year before? Was that?
Or one.
The ones we purchased last year were for training, the
Okay.
training division.
The
And-
Seeks, but we did buy a bigger handheld
Oh.
a couple of years ago, I think,
Sometime with
like
that.
right when you were
Seems
starting, I
like.
think. I would envision we could continue using those until they fail. So company officer still has a big one in his hand, and then the others have the smaller ones. And then we can phase those in the rest of the way.
Does the driver need one at the pump panel?
Yep.
I don't know.
Not at the pump panel, but
Okay.
oftentimes they're not
They're going-
assigned to
okay.
pumping, yeah.
Yeah.
They go inside.
Yeah. Alright.
But we could certainly
I'm
talk
not-
numbers.
Good question.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
it is. So,
So 2-year, 4-year on the warranty.
Chief,
Even if they're
you probably did a little
$900
more
a piece,
research on-
and we're gonna spend an extra $7,000 for the extra 2 years.
You can get another 8 or 9.
I know,
kits
that's
for
what I
that
was thinking,
price.
I don't know about the 4-year
Right.
warranty.
We all know how we are on gear in the fire service. We also know that technology has come a long way, and they've built it because we
Right.
break it. I don't know, there's just not any good information, because this is fairly new stuff. There's not a lot of history out there with it, so I hate extended warranties generally speaking, but sometimes, like when firefighters are involved, I think they're a good idea, but for $7,000, you can get a bunch of ticks for that.
Right.
4 years is
They're
also a
grand
long
apiece.
time for technology.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say,
Technology
too, I think.
changes faster than 4 years. so.
NFPA stuff changes, it seems like faster, particularly with thermal imagers and whatnot. Okay.
That bid comes with a 2-year warranty, it
Correct.
comes with that price, is that right?
Yes, and tax.
So I'll make a motion to buy 26 ticks from Sea Western, $24,118.50, which includes.
55 cents.
55 cents, which includes the 2-year warranty.
I'll
Second.
say, oh, well, look at you. See what that.
Moved to second, all those in favor?
He's gonna do
Yeah,
something.
yeah, okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Who's claiming the second?
Oh, you
Give it to him, yeah.
Okay.
Chair, he's the chair.
The chair, he's got it.
Yeah,
That was me.
yeah, he's super excited with it, yeah,
Thank you.
Safety.
yeah. I wanna see.
Thanks
the-
for getting it in before the price goes up too, man.
Maybe I can borrow one.
It's always good.
Yeah, yeah.
Commissioner Pfeiffer, there was one thing in the chief's memo that didn't get put on the agenda, and that was the GTAC bids.
Okay.
Those are for our tablets.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's not
Oh,
time sensitive, so if you want to just move it to the next meeting, we can.
Okay.
It's a August 1st deadline on that one.
So if you would.
What is it? Don't
I
G-Tech.
Could let Chief Newberry
Sorry.
fill you in a little bit on it.
Sideways.
So there's, the city of Vancouver's ambulance contract has some money included in it for grants for tablets. They are able to provide $6,700 to Fire District 6 for purchase of tablets or for the software. We are actually in the market right now for replacements of a couple of tablets that, the tablets get beat to heck out there on the rig. So we were already in the market and this money became available, so it was great. We were gonna go ahead and order 2 anyway. This way it covers all but, I can't remember, $1,500 or something, $1,600 of those 2 tablets. Furthermore, we have a need with the 2 new rigs being put in service to order MDCs, which are also GTAC brand, plus some charging stations and accessories and taxes and things that come along with that. So, yes, the city of Vancouver has extended the purchase date, reimbursable date out to August 1st. And so, yes, you don't have to commit to this purchase of, Chief Maurer, do you happen to have the total price?
Yeah, so first we should probably have the board add it to the agenda, if you wanna discuss it, and then, are we okay adding it to the agenda, Chair?
Sure.
Okay, the total price is $22,903.62.
Is that after a reimbursement from,
No, that's before reimbursement,
so it'd be about 15,
just over 15,000, which is the threshold.
55?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we budgeted for these,
There is money in the budget for them.
what do we use, what we use them for charting?
So there's 2 devices on each apparatus. One is the MDC, which is touchscreen. The other is for charting and for, they do a lot of stuff in the back seat with it, but it's charting. They do some mapping with it. They can look up complex books on it. It's a help of the officer as well as charting. The newest technology is that we can communicate now with AMR through a link, and that's why this money has become available. So that, you no longer have to tear off the copy and give them the information. You can push the button and I don't know exactly how it works, Chief.
It's Bluetooth.
That's
Yeah,
it, like he
Bluetooth.
does either. Yeah, he does it.
Like magic.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. You know the deal. You know how Bluetooth.
Yeah, this
You got
happens,
it.
okay. All right, so my guess is through some sort of EMS reimbursement program, we're eligible to purchase some new ones or get reimbursed for a portion of the cost.
$6,700, correct.
Okay.
So since it is a reimbursement, we have to pay upfront the whole entire cost, and so that cost does exceed my threshold, and that's the
That's
$22,903.62. So you'd have to approve that cost with reimbursement. With that, there is a contract in your packet to be signed by the city and myself that allows that reimbursement to happen. So I need approval to sign that contract with the city of Vancouver.
The only reason that I would, if you're going to consider encourage perhaps considering it this evening.
You almost had a yes.
I should have shut up. Is only because these things take sometimes a while to get, and if we don't get to submit our reimbursement until we receive them, it may exceed August 1st if we wait till the next board meeting.
I make a motion, we buy, is it 2 of them?
The package includes 2 GTAC tablets, 2 MDCs.
Yeah, I make a motion, we do everything that's in the packet. And seek reimbursement, and authorize the chief to sign the reimbursement.
Do we need 2 motions or one, Mr. Secretary?
I'm sorry, for the 4 items, just one, I think.
What about for the
What
agreement?
about already signed?
I'm sorry, what about?
The agreement with the city? Do we
That's a
have-
separate motion.
Oh,
Okay.
all right, sorry.
So I'll second his motion on the purchase.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
And I'll make a motion to authorize the chief to sign the agreement with the city of Vancouver and us for purchasing of tablets or set up for ESO, blah, 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 blah.
Second.
Oh,
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this isn't on the agenda, of course. What's your limit?
15,000, except in building projects, it's 25.
Okay. What does the state allow us to authorize her to go up to, do you
I
know?
don't think the state has to my knowledge, the state doesn't have a limit to what the
They
board
don't.
can authorize her to approve.
Okay. I'm just thinking with the building construction coming up and some of the other
Might,
things.
I
15 's
suggest
pretty-
getting a legal opinion on it.
Yeah. Can you,
Yeah, it would be a policy change too, so I
Okay.
can get a legal opinion and then you could.
I know it's more for
policy.
building construction, but the way the price of things are going up, coming back with us for 15.5 and 17 and whatever, and I don't know how the rest of the board feels,
Yeah.
but maybe we get a legal opinion from you.
Yeah, we can do it at 25.
Especially with the building construction going on. You have to wait on things for a board meeting when things come up and you need decisions right away, and it makes it pretty tough, so.
Yeah, I think as long as you call the chair ahead of time, I think that's fine.
That's a good idea. We can put that in the policy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Thank you, I was just curious.
Very good. Very good. Sounds good.
Boy, Rocky's on a roll.
Yeah, well, I had 2 caffeinated coffees,
Oh, there
which
you
is
go.
probably my problem.
Just clarified, was that, you want that in the policy or? was that-
No,
Okay.
I'm just curious.
Thanks.
Sorry, I apologize.
Sorry.
No, yeah, I apologize for that.
Oh, boy.
Good clarification.
Yeah, that was probably good. Chris would like to call, but.
All righty. Moving on to, oh, we did the thermal imager. Mid-year compensation adjustments.
I would suggest that we go to executive session, then come back to that.
Yeah, sounds great. With that, I'll move us to executive session in accordance with RCW 42.30.110 to evaluate the qualifications of an applicant for public employment or review performance of a public employee. Executive session will last 20 minutes, hopefully. Yeah, that puts us back here at 6:52. All right. board met in executive session and took no action.
With that being said, in January, the first of the year, we gave the chief an additional list of items that we wanted her to accomplish by the middle of the year, and we told her that if she accomplished all the requirements, then we would give her an additional 1% on her salary. And so I would make a motion effective, I guess it's gotta be July 1 at this point, that Chief Bauer would get an additional 1% on her salary.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Roundtable. Go
Was
to
the
the order.
was there a question that came in, is that what you said? Or not? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
there's one. It's from Camden Reader. He's asking, was there an update on the chassis for the squad?
Oh, well, that would
Chief, would
be
you like to provide an update?
somebody over
Newberry?
there.
Sure. We have determined it's best, our best option is to wait until cabs and chassis are released through the state bid, which we think is gonna be in August, September. They haven't given us a hard date, but we just received the mechanics vehicle today. And so we know that it's about a 6-month to 7-month turnaround. So we think that's probably the most reasonable and economical way to go.
Okay. Thank you. Moving on to roundtable good of the order. I just want to thank the members of the local and staff for being at the Philida end of school year barbecue. It was very well attended and well supported. Principal and other families that I talked to were very happy and very appreciative of the services of the district there. So thank you for that.
On behalf of one of our firefighters who went through some medical issues the last few days, he just wanted to express his thanks to the board and staff, everybody that supported him. I know some folks spent the night with him, and some folks spent the next day with him, and of course he teared up, but he was really appreciative of everybody's care and checking in on him, and he's doing better. So thanks to everybody on his behalf.
All right. Well, with that, we'll need to authorize June issuance of payroll warrants. Clark County Treasurer, authorize June payroll direct deposits treasurer's check. Authorize June deposit of federal and FICA medical withholding treasurer's check. Authorize pre-authorization invoice transmittal. Authorize payment of current bills.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.